Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the new Warhammer 40,000 chapter approved Arks of Omen Grand Tournament Mission Pack. That's one long intro title. I can't believe I got it right the first time, but here we go. In this video we're going to go all the way through the book, giving you a good look at this new Arks of Omen Grand Tournament Pack. You're going to get loads in here, including 9 incursion missions and 9 strike force level missions. You're going to get the secondary objectives, including bespoke faction secondary objectives as well, and the brand new Arks of Omen Detachment rules, which is my favourite thing about this book. I'm really excited to introduce that into my army list building. You'll still need the regular 40k rules for this, but this just brings us up to date. And if you like playing in tournaments or you like playing with the up-to-date rules, then this is the book you're going to need. If you don't like playing in tournaments, you certainly don't have to buy this, so don't feel like this is a compulsory purchase to keep playing the game. A big thanks to my friend Tom, who lent me a copy of this to share with you here on the channel. And if you'd like to grab a copy, I can certainly recommend my friendly local GameStop, the Little Shop DVD and Games in Liskeard, Cornwall. They post nationwide and you get a discount. And I'll put a link down below so you can check them out. Right, let's get on with this book and we'll go all the way through. Here's the main section, the Grand Tournament Games, the Arks of Omen Detachment rules. Brilliant. I really like what they've done here. I covered it in a previous video if you'd like to check that out. But this is really cool now. A completely different way to put together your army lists. You're going to start with 6 command points, but the inclusion of some models can increase this. So depending on who you pick for your army, you could start with even more than 6 command points. Got to include 1 detachment, and so that's great. I mean, that's all you're going to need, and you still be spending your command points on warlord traits, relics, and heroic support, but the cost for the Arks of Omen detachment is 0 command points. That's really cool. And you can see here that you'll be picking 1 HQ, that's compulsory. You have to have 3 either troops, elites, fast attack, heavy support, or lords of war, and then you've got this huge selection underneath in grey that's optional. Now this is awesome because you could potentially have 1 HQ, 3 elites, choose 3 more elites, and then choose 3 elites who are character units only, potentially 9 elite units in your army, which is crazy. I'm not sure how this is going to work competitively or anything like that. I'm sure there's going to be some great advantages there. But for narrative play, which is what I'm interested in, making fun lists and having fun playing the game, I think this is going to be really great. And even for the smaller 500 point lists, I think it's going to be cool. Another nice feature here is the Battle Brothers rule. So if your Arks of Omen detachment is an Imperium, you can include one of the following as an allied detachment. Agents of the Imperium, Imperial Knights, or Votan. So you've got 3 choices there, and then as you go through all the other armies, you've got different detachments that you can include in there. So this is a really nice feature if you want to try out something a little bit different in your army. And then we're going to start working through the steps to get play in the game, and this is pretty familiar. If you've been playing 40k, you're down with this already. So yeah, going through all the steps just to get the battle set up, determine who's going to set up first, who's going to go first, that kind of thing. So that's all you really need for this new detachment. So very easy. I think it's going to be great to put the list together, and I'll be doing some videos on lists very soon. Now we're on to Arks of Omen secondary objectives. Now one thing they've done here is they've suggested that there'll be 3 secondary objectives that are by default. So you could just simply use these. They are assassination, grind them down, and behind enemy lines. This is nice if you want to keep things simple. You don't want to think about all these different secondary objectives because it's pretty intense. There's quite a lot to go through and they all do different things. As you can see here, we've got loads that you can pick. But if you just wanted to go with the 3 and play those each time, then there's obviously no reason why you can't do that. You could even just make it simple and say whoever you're playing against, you both take the same ones. Then you don't have to worry about learning all these different secondary objectives and what they do. I found it took me quite a while to get used to this, but when it clicked though, it's actually quite fun, and then you can react to the different armies you're playing against and choose the different secondary objectives that would do you the best good in that battle. So I like having the options now. There's one thing with 40k at the beginning that I didn't like. I was overwhelmed by the rules, but once you play it once, twice a week and really get into it, you can really see the benefit of all this, and having a complex game is quite fun. And then offset that against other simple games like my Weekend Warriors, and you've got a nice mix going on. Now on top of these secondary objectives that everyone can choose, you're going to get some for the different factions. So for the Adeptus Astartes, you've got 3 there. I really like Oaths of Moment. I love the idea of controlling the centre of the battlefield. That's one I'm drawn to. And yeah, I think this one is probably one I'd be tempted to pick just because I think it's fun. I like that idea. They don't fall back. They hold the centre. And for my Imperial Fists, that works really nicely. And then you're going to see each chapter of the Space Marines is also going to get one other secondary objective that you can choose from. This I'm not so keen on. For me, it's the Imperial Fist and Space Wolves I play. I'm not big on this Bolster Barricades one. There's quite a lot going on there. I might try it out though in a couple of games. Space Wolves I'm keen on because I'm going to be charging everyone anyway. 3 victory points at the end of the round there if 2 or more Space Wolves units are engagement range or they've completed a charge move. So that's a nice option for the Space Wolves. But yeah, so you're going to see each faction is going to get 3 of their own secondary objectives, and then they break down chapters within factions as they've done for the Space Marines. Now we're on to the Forces of Chaos. So you can see here for the Chaos Space Marines, you're going to get 3 different secondary objectives again. And then each legion is going to get its own secondary objective too. I play Red Corsairs with mine, so I'll be looking at that one, having a good read through. And then we're going to work through all the different factions now. And you can see that everyone's getting some attention. So this is quite nice. This is quite fun. If you play lots of different armies, you'll probably like this and seeing which ones you can include or use. But again, if you want to just keep it simple, just stick with the 3 generic ones that they suggest at the beginning of this section. And then you don't have to worry about learning all of these new rules and secondaries. So that's pretty much it for that section. Have a good look, see what you like, see which fits in with your armies, and also just mention the artwork in these little booklets. They're really cool. I think it's often overlooked because you're looking at the rules so much and working things out, but the artwork's fantastic. Some of these are covers we've seen on White Dwarf and things like that, but yeah, still great to see it included in full colour like this. Now we're on to the missions, so let's get going with these. So first of all, we've got the incursion missions. And these are going to be for your 1,000-point limit army. So it's going to give you 9 different missions to embark on. And then it's going to break it down. As you've seen in the past, you've got your mission briefing, mission rules, primary objectives. And then you've got the map with the deployment zones and where you place the objectives and things like that. So on top of the secondaries, you've got the primary objective as well. But again, it looks complicated. But once you play a good few battles like this, it soon clicks, and once you get the hang of it, you can really see that a lot of it is quite similar. There's a lot of words to read before you even start the battle, but you know, just have a little look through the different objectives, you know, the day before you play the game, and I think it'll make a lot more sense when you come around to doing it. Alright, now we're on to Strike Force missions. These are going to be 2,000 point limits, same layout, just you got bigger armies, some different objectives there to look through, and so altogether 18 missions, 9 for each. Then you've got your tournament scoring sheet, so you can use that to keep track of everything. And then this is handy at the back, you've got the basic rules. Now these are going to be the updated rules, and they're the same as the free PDF that you can actually download from the Games Workshop Warhammer community site, so free to download. And these are the rules I've used in my How to Play 40k video series, and there's one video where I put all those episodes into 1 hour-long video so you can learn how to play start to finish. And I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one if you'd like to check it out. If all these rules seem a bit overwhelming and too much for you, then why not check out my book, Weekend Warriors, the ultimate tabletop skirmish game to play with your kids. Grab a copy. If you buy the print copy, you'll get the PDF for free, and you'll be supporting the channel too. This is a great skirmish game, really quick and easy to learn. Not just good for kids, good for adults too, and I think you'll have loads of fun with it. So it'd be awesome if you check it out. I'll put a link in the description down below. So there we go, that's the chapter approved Arks of Omen Grand Tournament Pack. Nice little book, really love the size that they put this in. And if you want the Arks of Omen detachment rules, you really don't need this. It's only if you want those missions and the secondary objectives. So you certainly don't need to get this to play your games. But yeah, really great that they put it together in this smaller format. I think this is something they could do for the codexes, actually. I'd really appreciate that. Much better on the tabletop. You haven't got loads of clunky books. And if they put this in a ring binder, like they do with Age of Sigmar, even better. But yeah, some really nice parts in here. But for me, the favourite part is this detachment rules, which you don't even need the book for. So there we go. But if you want all those missions, then you can certainly pick this up. £17.50. Sold out at Games Workshop, so definitely look to your friendly local game stores and also your online retailers. I'll put some other links in the description where you can make some great savings there and support the channel too. And now you may have been noticing this fancy new mat I've been doing a few videos in lately. On the other side it's got this awesome ocean look, but I've got this as a tiled one so I can use it in some D&D games and some 40k Kill Team and Weekend Warrior games too. A big thanks to Warzone Studio for sending this out to me, and I'll put a link in the description if you'd like to check out their website. They do some awesome things, and this mat is super high quality. I'm really happy with it and really appreciate them sending it to me to use and share with you here on the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a good idea about what you can expect in this chapter approved book, and now you can decide whether or not this is something you'd like to add to your collection. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, really looking forward to hearing what you think, and if you liked the video, please hit that like button, subscribe as well, that really helps me out and gets these videos to more people, so that'd be really cool if you could subscribe, and I can't wait to see you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. No video is complete without a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thanks so much for helping me keep going with these daily videos. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there's another link in the description down below that will tell you all about it. It'd be great to see you there.